Welcome to Crappens. Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to Watch Our Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me, as always, is the wonderful and hilarious Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Well, hello, Bonones. How are you doing, darling?
I'm great, thanks. I'm so excited to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season premiere. And wait, is that a new tattoo you have there, Ronnie?
I'm really showing how I am depending only on myself this season, Ben.
Wow. I mean, last I checked, it seemed like you only had 2 or 3 tattoos.
Well, you should look at my body more. There's one thing I've never said to anybody ever. Wow. Well, then you should have been looking at my body more. Never. I've never said it. I don't think I will ever say it.
Well, no, you have a beautiful body. So everyone, we are so excited. We are so excited because it's Beverly Hills Day. So we've got a brand new season with Kyle's version of Scandival. And it's going to kick off. Before we jump into it, first, want to make sure you all are coming to Crappy Hour on Monday. This Monday, October 30th, 8:30 on the East Coast, 5:30 on the West Coast. It's the day before Halloween, so it's going to be an extra spooky Crappy Hour. By extra spooky, it means I'll just say it's extra spooky, and then that's probably the extent of the spookiness. But we can just all pretend. I mean, there are a lot of spooky things happening in the world of Bravo. I mean, just this episode we're about to recap is a little spooky. So come join us on Instagram live for that. That's at Watch What Crappens. We just talk about Bravo. We talk about what's going on in the news. We talk about these shows. We talk with you guys. We talk with each other. It's really fun. So come join us for that. And of course, join us on Patreon. This is not just audio. It's also video. So if you want to get first access to that video, go to patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens, where if you support on the Crappens On Demand level, you can watch. And of course, there's also a weekly bonus episode. Lots of good stuff. So, but enough about that, because this is a big premiere. This is Bravo's probably highest rated Real Housewives at the moment, or not at the moment, but like just generally speaking. And we need to get into it because this is the season of Kyle's mid-Kyle crisis. Okay, this is where everything goes to shit for her. So, or maybe not. Who knows? You excited?
This is season 13. Welcome to another season, Ben. This is our 12th season that we've recapped.
Yeah.
Actually, we did recap.
I think we recapped the first season.
1.
We recapped them all.
Possible? Yeah, we have.
Because this is the beginning of the 13th.
We didn't do it back then like this, where we do it like forever for one episode. We were doing like maybe 4 Bravo shows in one 3-hour episode or something. But yeah, I think we did cover all of them, right?
Yeah, because this is, I think so. You know, we may have come in on season 2 of Beverly Hills. It's hard to say.
I did write recaps for them for TV Gasm back in the day. I know I wrote written recaps for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, all of them, because it was my first foray into the Real Housewives recapping universe. And I'd seen other Housewives, but this was the first one that I got really super duper into and obsessed with talking about.
I remember watching the premiere. I remember because my friend Derek came over, and he had a screener of the premiere, and so we watched it. We popped in, we watched
DVD, huh?
Yeah, it was a DVD, and it was so exciting. And I remember, first of all loving the premiere. I couldn't believe how much I loved it. But also, I remember when we first met Kyle and we met Mauricio, and we're like, oh my God. Look at that hot guy. I cannot believe she's married to this hot guy. And now here we are 13 years later, and everything's falling apart.
Well, and we loved Kyle too. That first season, Kyle was so great because she had it out with Camille, who was like the biggest nightmare on Housewives of all time. I mean, she was voted people's most hated housewife of all time or something like that. Like everyone hated Camille. She was so obnoxious, and Kyle stood up to Camille, and everybody loved Kyle. And it was Kyle's, I think, second season that I started falling downhill a little with Kyle. Also, I remember the first season when Kyle said, look at everyone's plastic surgery, which, by the way, was insane at that time because we had seen plastic surgery in the world and in the world of Housewives, certainly, but never to the degree that we did on this show. I mean, this show, we had Taylor Armstrong, we had Adrienne Maloof, we had these kind of Beverly Hills face. That's what Beverly Hills really brought to the table was crazy face. And Kyle made a comment then like, wow, look at everybody's surgery. I mean, come on, ladies, keep it fair. I'm not going to do that. And here we are all these years later where all of us are eating our words because trust me, no matter what I've said in the past about plastic surgery or will say today, I am saving up to get it. Can't wait to see you gone, Waddle. Can't wait. Can't wait for a little eyelid roll up. Okay.
I just want to say, let's please not erase the plastic surgery contributions of Lynn Curtin to, I think she was also a pioneer during this period of time. So even though she was about 40 miles south of Beverly Hills, let's not forget the true innovators of plastic surgery on Bravo.
Yeah, thanks for normalizing it because you know what? I've gone through so many stages over the years where I'm like, me, never, I would never, until now I'm like, can you do GoFundMe for my waddle? Like, de-waddle me. I want to go do GoFundMe for that shit. Let's do it.
Well, you never know. So this episode opens up with PK coming around the corner with 2 different bags of chips, eating alone in the kitchen, and he's wearing a big sweatshirt, and it has the Discord logo on it. I was like, there's no better way to indicate that there's Discord in your family than by wearing a shirt that literally is the logo of Discord.
I know, and you're like having crisps, like. None of this is great.
2 different kinds.
And you're eating a potato. You're eating something made from a potato, which is so it's so PK in a relationship. Like, why did you marry this potato? And he's eating his chips right in front of a gigantic bowl of fruit. And the bowl of fruit has a pineapple in it, which is the international symbol for swinging. So a lot of signs going on here today.
Yeah, a lot. So Dorit now has brown hair, by the way. Also, talk about Discord. Okay, this is a pop culture Discord. Dorit is a brunette now, and she's like, PK, you're totally out of control. You've got 2 bags open. I leave you for 15 friggin' minutes, PK.
Oh, look at me. I'm a brunette now, and brunettes don't take this gumps. I'll tell you that much. Now, remember I told you about Eagle Woman? Am I right? Do you remember this? Eagle Woman. I'd love for you to meet Eagle Woman. Surely that can't go wrong.
How's she getting here, babe? She flying? I'm like, probably safer than you driving.
No kidding. At least we can probably guarantee that Eagle Woman can stay in a lane. Okay, even in the sky, she can fly straighter than your ass can drive. You drunk potato. So we also see that they have this dog named Winnie. Now, have they always had this dog?
I don't think so.
Why are they allowed to have a dog?
This one actually made it got into the house. It was not sent off to wherever Lucy went to.
No, if you have a dog that you ended up sneaking off to a kill shelter in Orange County so you wouldn't get caught in Beverly Hills, and then you blame it on your good friend Shelly Tur, who you trusted, you're not allowed to have another dog. I think they should have stopped Dorit from getting another dog.
Does Winnie, is there like another dog that lives next door that has a lot of like voiceover monologues pining after this Winnie dog? And does like Joe Cocker play in the background? Because I just would love like a Winnie Wonder Years happening, like a doggy Wonder Years happening in Dorit's house.
Oh, I wasn't into Wonder Years. I was wondering what you were talking about.
You're like, what do you, man? It's too early in the recap to be this off the rails.
I hated that show, Wonder Years. I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to fuck anybody on this show. I mean, granted, I was young enough to be saying that. I was in like junior high, right? How old were we when that show came out? I guess I wouldn't have said fuck, but I didn't want to like make out with anybody on it. I was like, sorry, back to facts of life for me.
Wow, you're
Only
savage.
Natalie for me.
You're savage. You're Ben Savage.
I'm a
Fred Savage. Sorry, wrong Savage. Anyway, so now we see Eagle Woman arriving, and she's a spiritual healer, and she has her apprentice, who is Blue Raven. And Dorit's just like,
for us, she's just Nancy, because PK's like, hello there, welcome to my home. So which one of you is Eagle Woman? And she's like, oh, that's Eagle Woman. I'm just Nancy. And he's like, oh, all right, hello, non-Eagle Woman. That's a pretty tough act to follow, isn't it? Couldn't you be like Canary Woman or something? You don't look like a non-flying loser of the two. You know?
So now Dorit is talking to us in her confessional, and her look is like a black dominatrix shirt, but she has a collar that says Shaw. It does the Chanel thing, but it's like the Chanel is going on a roller coaster ride across her chest over the collars.
She is still the tackiest person on Bravo, and that says something because everyone's tacky. Like the whole point is you have to wear fake labels and all that shit on this show, but Dorit just takes it to this. Oh, it's so tacky. And then she's got her big, long Chanel earrings dangling as well. And, that's all Canal Street. I'm not buying it for 2 seconds. And PK...
It's not even Canal Street. It's even a ripoff of Canal Street. It's like Canal Street. Ripoffs from the ripoff street.
Yeah. So Nancy's like, all right, I guess I'll go with Blue Raven then. All right, good. Try it. Something. Try something. Just be a respectful bird. All right, just be a respectful bird called Nancy. You can't just be a Nancy. A hawk woman, something. Come on, I need more. She's like, PK, leave the Eagle Woman alone. Eagle Woman, it's me, Dorit Kimsley. Do you remember me? I'm brunette now.
Well, I was just wondering, so do I call you Eagle or Woman or Eagle Woman? And Dorit's like, PK has a habit of putting his foot right down his mouth, and not just down his mouth, jamming it down his throat, which explains why he's always wearing socks that have the pattern of the Pringles logo on it.
PK has feet like crisps, filled to the gills with sodium and constantly in his mouth. What can I say, Eagle Woman? I'm very sorry for this, but my husband is very old and pretended he was rich when I met him. I was hoodwinked.
So, Miss Eagle, I have a group of friends, unlike you perhaps, and we had a very, very rough year, and there's a lot of healing that needs to happen, and I would like to help the women talk about their feelings so we can actually move on. And so Eagle Woman is like, well, I'm what you call the doctor of your soul.
Oh, and fuck off, Eagle Woman. Can I just be the first person to say officially, fuck off, Eagle Woman, with your doctor of the soul? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not trusting any person in Beverly Hills offering to doctor the soul. I've been to that place. There is no soul. There is no doctor. There is no doctoring of that soul. Cut your crap, Eagle Woman. Nancy, clear her. Get her out.
PK is probably like, so does that mean you're a podiatrist? Soul, get it? You see what I'm doing there? PK! Stop it.
Fishmonger. You're fishmonger then.
Oh, you're a veterinarian who specializes in a specific fish.
Anita Baker. Is that you?
Are you someone who can repair a Kia Soul? Is that what you're saying to me?
She's like, my job is to make sure we feel safe in our collective consciousness. Oh, double fuck off. In this sacred circle. This is not a sacred circle. This is a shitty farmhouse in Encino. Okay? You know what I want to do? Take everyone on a vision quest. Get the fuck out of here. Who hired Eagle Woman?
None of us want to see Matthew Modine. Are we talking about the same vision quest? So then she's like, let them start to feel the spirit within them. And in my experience, we are able to express how they're feeling, what they're feeling towards each other.
All right, well, I'm a little cynical if you could achieve any of this with this group of ladies. A lot of weird shit goes on with these ladies. Right.
PK, do you have to swear in front of these ladies? This is Eagle Woman and her friend Nancy the Blue Raven, or whatever her name is.
So Dorit's like, I don't know how people are going to react to me inviting them to a spiritual new age healing kind of thing. But to my surprise, and then we see a clip of Erica going, all right, I'll fucking do it. Why the fuck not? She's like, oh, Erica, I see you.
So Eagle Woman's like, she's like, so the way I do it is I work with this talking stick, and although, is there actually a bite taken out of this? PK! Sorry, babe. Thought Thought it was beef jerky.
Listen, it's better down my gullet than being held by one of those monsters. All right, no one's gonna speak with a stick in their hands. All right, they're not gonna wait for that. It's like, PK, we're not animals. Stop calling us animals to a woman named Eagle.
Sorry, babe. You got me all that salad. I just thought there'd be breadsticks, and I must have gotten confused.
What is he doing now? Oh, he's trying to lick his testicles. He saw the dog do it, and that's his new goal now. PK. Not animals. Sorry, I don't know where that one came from. So then we go to Rodeo Drive, because let's not forget, this is Beverly Hills. So we've got like Lamborghinis, the Gucci store, Smog, and Rodeo Drive. So we see Kyle in her new set piece. Kyle's new thing this season is that she works out massively, guys. I don't know if you've seen her on the Instagram or wherever, but Kyle works out now, and that's her story, and she's sticking to it, bro.
Following in the footsteps of Tamara and Teresa. So,
yeah,
so
that's sad when Kyle has to have like a bodybuild. Hopefully she's not doing the bodybuilding competition thing.
That's going to come next. So she's FaceTiming Sutton, and she's like, in the real world, like, what does one wear to a retreat? Especially if you've lost like a lot of weight because you're like eating well now and working out a lot. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. She didn't really have any weight to lose, but she's like super buff. She's like, whoa!
She's really buff. Her arms are huge.
Yeah, she looks crazy good.
I'm literally jealous of her arms.
My arm, yeah, it hurt. I was like, remember the days when people pumped your gas? I was just thinking of that because I got gas the other day and I was literally like, okay, doot, 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 doot. Like, ow! That thing is very heavy. It's very heavy.
Did someone take a bite out of the gas pump? Sorry, babe. Got confused again.
Starving, darling. So Kyle, let's see. So they're talking about what to wear, and Sutton's got little eye patches on, and she's like, I don't know, but I hope there's not a ropes course, something like that. And then we see, we don't see clips of a ropes course because maybe Sutton hasn't done one. But
I don't think these ladies have ever done a ropes course. You could almost feel the Bravo flashback person ready to press their flashback button, and they're like, "Wait, this thing's not working."
I know. They should have just flashed back to Orange County. Oh, it's a problem. I'm gonna die.
My thumb. So Kyle's like, are we going to one of those trust things where we fall back into each other's arms? Because I am not doing that. Because there's no one to catch me. Because I'm so skinny now, I'll fall through everyone's fingers. Just saying.
So Kyle now they're getting ready to go to this thing. So Kyle's doing laser on her face. And then we see Erica getting glam in her tiny little house. And she's like, well, I look happy. Let's see how long this lasts. Oh.
And Dorit's like, everyone, like you said, everyone's in glam. And then Dorit's actually doing like a photo shoot with like her assistant or something. And then she FaceTimes Kyle. She's like, Kyle, you look so hot, Kyle. And Kyle's like, I do. Literally, I just got out of the shower. That's crazy.
This is so crazy that we're filming right now with me in a towel when my body is the most banging it's ever been. Thank you very much. Kyle, please don't show me those. Your boobs are bigger than PK's. It's very triggering.
Did someone take a bite out of your towel? So then now we go to Malibu. And it's like very Selling Sunset because they go to Malibu and they put a big font in the middle of the screen that's like Malibu. I'm like, okay, never done that before, but sure, why not?
And then
it's the only time we'll do it all episode.
We get some new Beverly Hills music too, and I think we need to call the old music guy. I like the old music guy who's like, this song is called Kyle Picks Out a Purse to Take for the Night. And it's like doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I like those songs. I don't like this. Hey, baby, let's go. I'm in the limelight. No. I need the classic style Beverly Hills music.
Yeah. So I agree. None of this like faux Selling Sunset music. Yeah. So Sutton and Garcel are riding together, and Sutton's like, why do I feel sick to my stomach? And Garcel's like, that's how I felt too earlier. Let's see how today unfolds. No predictions, no expectations. Ha 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 ha. And Sutton's like, well, I'm gonna just let that Eagle Woman. Is it Eagle Woman? Is that her name? Eagle Woman?
Yeah, she's going to do the talking. I'm not saying anything. And Garcel's like, wait a minute. Her name is Eagle Woman. Are you kidding me? Her God-given government name is not Eagle Woman. Are you trying to bait me? Because Crystal will see this scene later, and I'm not getting dragged into this mess. Okay? Yes, it's Eagle Woman. Shut up about it.
Crystal had a huge episode. She got to say yeah.
I think we got to see Crystal being like, look, I'm in a hoodie. And that was all she said the whole time.
Rob literally had more to say than Crystal this entire episode. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, no, she's not going to say anything.
So the lady's alive. And we see Eagle Woman arrive at this like desert location. And Eagle Woman goes, look, it's a rock. I shall call that rock Grandfather. Grandfather of protection. Eagle Woman, shut the fuck up. You goddamn highway robbery ass Eagle Woman. How much are they paying Eagle Woman? I will do this for you guys next time. Okay?
I love
Hand me the fucking talking stick.
I love how angry you are at Eagle Woman. Like, that's the best part of it all.
Because it's such bullshit. I shall call this rock Grandfather. Get the fuck out of here with your calling rocks Grandfather. Okay? I'll do this shit for half her price. Just saying it right.
To be fair, she said the rock looks like a grandfather. She didn't say she was going to call it grandfather. She just said it merely looked like a grandfather. But I think that's a lateral move.
It is. It's a rock. That rock is our grandfather. Okay, that's enough. Okay.
I don't know. Do grandfathers really protect that well? So Kyle tells us, she's like, my relationship has changed with everyone since last year, honestly. I was very hurt by some of the ladies last time I saw them, so I'm nervous about seeing them today. So Kyle is trying to start the season off like she somehow is an outcast, like she has not been the ringleader of every single person who's been bullied off this show. She somehow is like the one who got hurt here. I don't see how that's possible. Literally nothing happened to Kyle. All she did was
happened
cry.
to Kyle. All this stuff with Kathy was stuff you ringleadered with Rinna and Erica, and it got out of control, and now you're acting like the victim because you're not invited to the Christmas party anymore. Could you please stop? No one is falling for this, right? And you know what? Even as I say this, I know that people are falling for this, and I know that they're all over online being like, oh my God, poor Kyle. Everybody's so mean to Kyle. No, Kyle did this stuff. Really, you had this big come to Jesus with Kathy where you were finally making up, and then you tricked her by having Rinna come over at the same time, and you're going to really sit there and pretend to be a victim. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. And I think maybe the subtext here is that like when everything, aired and when everything came out, that the public was still on Kathy's side, and Kyle felt like maybe she felt like she wanted the other women to stand up for her, to be like, no, Kathy was terrible, you people of the public, and they didn't. And so because to me, that's the only way I see Kyle as being like victimized in the situation, which is that the American public was like, fuck you, Kyle, we're on Kathy's side, and she should have had that meltdown, and good for her for saying it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how the American public felt. I know that that's how we felt for sure. And standing by it, Kyle's the worst. And Kyle has been on this the longest. She's the OG, and she does know how it works. And that is, if you fuck up, you come back as the ultimate villain. I mean, who has Kyle been the victim of on this show? So many fucking people. So, of course, she's going to open this after running off Kathy on this show. After having Kathy on this show to make her look like an asshole, so Kyle could be top dog, just like she did with Kim. Now she's the victim. Again, yeah. Kyle, the victim again. Now, that said, all of this, talking with you, really did get me riled up about it. But when I started it, I was like, yeah, poor Kyle.
Really?
Literally,
I was not
yes.
like that at all. I was like, what
most of the episode, I was like, poor Kyle. I mean, Mauricio probably did cheat on her, and now she's like having to, like work out too much because Mauricio hurt her feelings. Now she doesn't get to go to Kathy's Christmas party. You guys be nicer to Kyle. So.
It did not work on me whatsoever. To me, I just saw a person going through a midlife crisis. So
maybe I'm more like
you're like, I love
sympathetic of that because I'm like coming up on it. I just keep waiting for it to happen. I know it's coming, but also talking to you, thank God, because I get to talk to you and I'm like, yes. I mean, it's like did you feel it that you stoked the fire? Because you really did. You held a match and like
was it
to my
was
belly,
it me?
And then you
or was it
reminded me
Eagle
that Kyle's an asshole.
I think you just received some of grandfather's protection from Eagle Woman. She's like,
thank God,
Ronnie.
thank God for that bitter ass rock. Thank you, Eagle Woman.
Thank God for that rock that's facing us. By the way, the rock can't be facing. The rock is facing everywhere. By the way, how do you decide which is the front of the rock? Okay,
Yeah,
that's philosophy for you.
don't
Eagle
tell
Woman.
the rock what its face is.
The rock is like, I'm sitting on my toilet. So Crystal arrives and she's like, and then Garcel and Sutton show up, and then Garcel is like, this is not where I thought our first outing would be, on top of a mountain. I thought we'd have cocktails at a cool lounge, but here we are at a spiritual retreat with Dorit. I have to remember what I did for my Garcel voice. I'm just from doing like a holly jolly, like,
So Sutton shows up and she's like, hi, everybody. I just bought a horse. And Dorit's like, oh, congratulations. I'm saddled with the PK.
Oh, is it more or less difficult than watching PK get himself onto the sofa? So
Really, it's like PK finished his flaming hot Cheetos and had blazing saddles. Am I right?
So Kyle's like, a horse? You got a horse in the Netherlands? Which, by the way, look forward to next season when Kyle Richards gets a horse. So Sutton is like,
I'm surprised she hasn't gotten a couple of mini horses with her Vanderpump wannabe ass. Like she could swing on them on her pink swing in her backyard, her faux Vanderpump swing, and just look at her little tiny horses.
Yup. So Sutton's like, and I was telling Garcel, the horse can pull a carriage, so take that, Vanderpump, wherever you are. And Kyle's like, huh, you're going to take the horse and carriage down Rodeo Drive. That's going to be hilarious. Hold on one second. Mauricio, we need a horse and we need 2 carriages. Okay, thanks, bye.
I'm worried for Sutton because Sutton seems like frail. She has like little tiny legs. I just don't want Sutton being on a horse where she's going to break something. I like Sutton. I want to keep Sutton around. Sutton, be careful. Horses are dangerous.
She needs that. She needs to have a Lisa Vanderpump type accident. Not because I want her pain, because Sutton needs to tell a story. No, I'm saying she needs it not because she's owed it, but like Sutton lives to be able to tell a story where she can say, and I was on the horse and the horse threw me forward. And I was on Rodeo Drive, bleeding in front of Gucci. And Mr. Dolce was walking down the street, and I was mortified. Like, Sutton lives to have those stories. So, yes, she needs the horse. She needs to have a horse accident. Like a safe one. A safe horse accident.
Safe for it. You know what? If Sutton has a horse accident, you're canceled. I'm just going to say that right now. In the future, you don't want this to be 2026 and then be like,
I said a safe one. A safe one where she just sort of like sprains an ankle.
Horse accident. My God, she's got bones like my pinky. She's got bones like my pinky's really strong. Actually, that's why I'm.
I was like, good for her.
I've got a strong pinky, guys. Okay, point is, Ben,
I've got a pinky too, and Pinky betrayed me.
Point is, Ben just put out in the universe he wants Sutton dead. So everybody, just sit with that for a minute.
I just want her to have a good story. That's what I want for Sutton, because she lives for a good drama story. Okay,
like a true producer, you're gonna like put a splinter in the horse's hoof or whatever. Well, I guess a splinter wouldn't hurt, but you know what I mean.
I want her to be safe and sound. I want the horse to be safe and sound, but I do want her to have a good story. Maybe instead of having a horse accident, the horse can like bite her hand.
This segment's over already, and you're a murderer. So you're a spiritual murderer.
You know what? I'm gonna accept it. I'll work it out with Earth Woman.
I'm not letting it go. So you're a murderer. Okay, so Erica arrives and she's like, "What is this place?" Which I imagine is how every audience member for her show feels like after about 2 minutes. Like, what is this place? Is this even real? What have I done to myself? And why would I do it to myself?
Well, guess what? I come to the retreat feeling 2 things. 1, I knew I was vicious at the time. 2, I was also protecting myself and had to stick up for myself, so I was walking in like a man of my own honor. My friend is gone. Bullshit. Fuck this place. And number 3, fuck you all.
I know. She tries for 1 second to pretend that she's some sympathetic person, and it's hilarious. She cannot keep it together. So when she says I was vicious at the time, we get a clip of Crystal saying, I'm just thinking about the victims. And Erica going, I don't don't give a fuck about anyone about me. And then we're back now, and Erica walks into the party, and she goes, "What is that, a TP? What the fuck is this? Like an Eagle Woman? Don't even tell me your name's Eagle Woman. I'm not going to be putting up with that shit. I'll tell you that. I'm a very sympathetic person, okay?"
So then we see a note when she says, "My friend is gone." We see Lisa Rinna's resignation note where she's like, "Subject, one more period. I will not be renewing my contract, and I will not be coming back to RHOBH. Thank you for 8 years. A million exclamation points. All the best. Lisa."
Wow. Talk about writing an email that you were requiring no, please, Lisa. You can't leave. Lisa, we're upping your pay for a new contract. Come back, Lisa. They were like, okay, bye.
I wonder about the subject line. One more period. What was that about? Was there I feel like no one puts a period in the subject line unless they're angry. So there was clearly some angry emails before this, right?
Well, it said external one more, right? So that means it came from out of the office. What does that mean? External. I forget. I was taking it as the screener, like maybe she got a screener and they were like, uh-oh, that's not the final one yet. And then they're like, here's the final one. And they were like, okay, wait, one more screener, one more version of the show. And then she was like replying all to the screener, and like some personal assistant somewhere at Bravo got it,
Or in my case, one more Pringle, please. So we go to Kyle is talking to Erica, and she's like, "Oh my God, Erica, you were like the incredible shrinking woman." And Erica's like,
No, are you? I'm on hormones.
and so then Dorit is like, "Hormones? Oh, is hormones spelled OZEMPIC? What I did there?"
And this, I believe, is the first time we have seen Ozempic shaming coming to the Housewives. We've seen it in press about the Housewives, and we've seen people giving each other shit about it on Instagram. But I think this is the first time it's made it onto a Housewives show, right? The name Ozempic, and actually full on shaming somebody for it.
And it's also so weird that this is the shortcut on Beverly Hills that they are going to shame each other for, when they've all taken shortcuts to having beauty, and they've all done things to their faces. They're taking shortcut therapy right now. I mean, everything they do is just fakery, or whatever they can do right now to have Fountain of Youth or whatever. But this is the thing that suddenly they're going to be all mad at. So chances are there's probably some jealousy going on there.
I know they're all on their 20th face, and they're like, oh, someone's taking Ozempic. Listen, I've said this a million times. If you are not taking Ozempic, somebody else is taking Ozempic, and you may criticize it now, but in the future, you're just going to look like a hypocritical asshole, because they're going to start putting it in our drinking water probably at some point. I mean, Jesus Christ, if there's something that makes you less hungry for a Frito, do it. I say more fucking power to you. But here comes the Ozempic shaming. Also, I think it's funny that Dorit is giving Erica shit about the Ozempic, but not Kyle, because Kyle has also been accused of doing the Ozempic stuff. And has been very pissed off about it. Jeff Lewis went on Watch What Happens Live, and they said, "What do you think about what's going on with Kyle?" And he said, "Well, I wish she would have told me that she was a lesbian addicted to Ozempic or whatever." And she got all pissed at him. So
lesbian addicted.
Yeah, we're entering our Ozempic shaming era.
Yeah, but then everyone on Bravo's going to be on it soon enough. So, so the producer asked Erica.
Are. Yeah, they already are.
Yeah. Producer asked Erica, are you on Ozempic? Or well, she's like,
Do people think I'm on Ozempic? Really? I mean, I don't even play a sport.
He's like, no, not the Olympics, Ozempic. And is it Ozempic or Wegovy? Are you on that? She goes,
No, I'm not. But I'm on some really good hormones. Hormones called Ozempic.
And then she goes, and they should be too. So Dorit's like, oh, here's the woman coming to lead the ceremony. And Garcel goes, no, what's her name?
Eagle Woman. So Eagle and Raven are walking, and they're singing, and they're going, breathe, just breathe. I'm like, are they singing Faith Hill? Did they Do they come here to sing Faith Hill?
I'm telling you, these people are full of shit. Garcel's like, love this song. Can I ask a question? Were you given that name as a baby? Or
So they all are walking in a circle under the teepee, and then the women all sit, and then Erica tries to sit on a drum, which is hilarious. And the eagle woman's like, "Hello, ladies. It is an honor to meet each and every one of you. Well, maybe some of you. My name is Eagle Woman. You met Blue Raven. She's my apprentice. You can call her Nancy too. My right hand. She's my right hand because I'm left-handed. She's a very literal right hand." I refuse to use that expression metaphorically. I'm literally using her as my right hand.
we call her Blue Raven because once we were at Red Lobster and she choked on a lobster roll, and we called her Blue Nancy. But since she lived, we really liked the blue part, so we just added a bird to it, and that's Nance. Am I right, Nance? Welcome to the retreat, Nance.
We used to call her Blue Bell, if you know what I mean. But used to have to lock the freezers when Nancy came around. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, old Blue Nance is my right hand because I'm left-handed. So she's my scrolling hand. She's definitely my phone scrolling hand. And I'm the hand that lifts the pot.
I'm the hand that rocks the cradle. And incidentally, Blue Raven does sleep in a cradle. We're very literal with our metaphors.
We only keep her in a cradle because she chokes a lot. So we just don't want her
Just the way the
into
cookie
kitchen
crumbled.
and getting a midnight snack.
Just the way the cookie crumbles, which is how she cleans her hair. She just crumbles a cookie right over.
Am I right, Blue Nance? Am I right? Now, guys, the teaching of the eagle is about being able to see everything from a higher perception.
Oh, that's good, because I'm high as fuck.
No, high like an eagle is high.
Eagles smoke weed? Sweet, bitch.
Yes, I have moved on from Faith Hill to Steve Miller Band, so we're going to fly like an eagle. Let me tell you
Earth, Wind,
something.
and
I
Fire,
love
ladies.
easy
Earth,
listening.
Wind, and Fire. Wait, what did Earth, Wind, and Fire sing? Hold on.
September.
Okay, who cares? Go ahead, please. Let's pretend I didn't say that. Edit that. Edit that.
Anyway, as we all know, we are saving all our love for you. And
Guys, like the eagle, I want to dance with somebody. Okay. The eagle flies closest to the sun, and then you know what it does? It travels behind the sun to meet with the creator, and then it brings back wisdom. So forget what you know and remember what you forgot. Lady, don't tell this cast to fly close to a sun.
I know. We need to
You're about to
keep
see
those-
some Restylane leaking out of ears.
Hold on, I just got a text message from the eagle. The eagle's back from its trip, and it says, "Why the hell's the creator guy live behind the sun? That is fucking hot over there. Can we maybe suggest that he moves to like a cooler place? Okay, see you later at coffee." Wow. Eagle's talking shit.
So, Sutton is like, I love meditation. Eagle woman, do it. Fly on down, Eagle woman. So Dorit's like, all right, well, I'd like to say we've all had a rough year. I've had double the rough year because I had a rough year as a blonde, and now I'm having a rough year as a brunette. Am I right, ladies?
And she's like, so Dorit wants to move through some issues and heal and put them behind her. And she goes, "Well, I feel very hurt by you, Erica. Obviously, I'm sure you know why, but if you're not sure, we got Flashback Lady ready on the ones and twos. Hit it." So now we have...
4 months earlier at BravoCon.
Hey, Erica Jane, what Bravo relationship is the next to head to Splitsville?
And we see Erica like walk down the stage. She goes,
I think it's Dorit and PK.
and she, flips her hair and walks back. So Dorit's like,
to see you behave like that was deeply, deeply hurtful. I was like, gee, is that a friend? Gee, why would you say
Erica.
that?
Erica, what you said to me, it was a little bit bully. It was a little bit bully, Erica.
A little bit bully. So Erica's like, well, I didn't want to answer that question, and I asked not to.
And then we see like rewind the tape a little bit earlier, and when she's asked it, she's like,
I don't want to answer this question.
I'm like, you still stood up there, and they said, what Bravo celebrity relationship? And you could have chosen literally anyone and thrown anyone under the bus, and you went for Dorit and PK.
And not only that, but she like took the mic, stood up, and walked down stage all the way to the center of the stage and like yelled it out, and then flicked her hair with her crazy baby Jane look that she was doing. I mean, Erica's a mess, you know. And I love that Erica is so much just like a boulder. Like she just keeps going downhill. There's nothing that's gonna stop it at this point, and it's wonderful. Erica's become like a slow motion crash that's just beautiful to watch. Really.
That explains why her boulder has grandfather energy. 'Cause that's what she married.
I'm marrying that fucking boulder.
Hey,
It owns the whole city in Colorado, bitch.
I hear you got grandfather protection, but do you got a grandfather erection? I'm hopping on it.
So Dorit's like,
It was deeply hurtful, mean-spirited. And you delivered that answer like someone who really wanted the attention, Erica.
and Erica's like,
Well, Dorit, I'm a showman. I walked right down to the edge of that stage, and I gave those people what they wanted. Guys, standing up, going to center stage, delivering the line, and then flipping her hair, coming back and feeling very good about herself. That's not a showman. That's a wait for it. It's a bitch. Yes, you just got to reach it.
I would like to say, glad to see this side of Dorit back. We haven't seen this in a long time, this side of Dorit. Dorit's been kind of a wuss. I like that she came back like, I'm going for Erica, the end. Good for
Yeah,
you,
but
Dorit.
they'll be friends in like 2 episodes. Let's be honest. This is what always happens. We always have a glimmer.
Fine,
That people
can I
go,
have some hope?
nope.
Sudden
Nope. You went
killer?
against Eagle Woman, so therefore you get no hope.
Fucking Eagle Woman, I can't. And by the way,
Sorry.
it's not her name or like the Native American-ness of it, because I don't know if she is or not, but I'm assuming that that's what's going on. It's not that. It's just that it's Beverly Hills, and it's just like this hokey person being like, okay, give me $5,000 and I'm
Let's
going to
rent a
clear your
culture.
energy with a fucking talking stick, you know?
Yeah. So Dorit is, she's like,
Well, it's funny, Erica, is that I thought you were going to lead with an apology, rather than saying that you're a showman and all that bullshit. And Erica's like, well, it's not a defense. It's just an explanation of how it went down. And it was a shady question, and I gave a shady answer. 'Cause Dorit, is your marriage strong?
I'm like, well, is this?
There goes Erica. She's forgetting. It's like, am I trying to like be apologetic and sympathetic, or am I just trying to be terrible? She's like,
It was a shady question, shady answer. You're my friend, whatever. Is your marriage good, you little bitch? Go ahead, tell us.
So then we see Sutton in the interview saying, well, the only thing that I've ever heard about PK and Dorit is the night that PK got pulled over for a DUI. He may or may not have had a woman in the car with him, and her name was apparently Wendy, and she had a baked potato on her lap. But, oh, hold on one second. No, it's just takeout. Never mind.
and Dorit's like, my marriage is completely the opposite of PK's knees. Very strong. Very strong. And Erica's like,
Right, so then when someone says something like that, it shouldn't matter.
oh, okay, Erica. Did you rip off? Did you help Tom? Did you have knowledge of Tom ripping off a bunch of widows and orphans, and then spending all that money and refusing to give back $1 million earrings? No. Then why are
course I
you
didn't.
offended that people are saying it? Why? I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, that's such a bullshit way of being of that's a bullshit logic. Like, oh, well, if everything's fine, you shouldn't be upset. Like, first of all, everyone has a right to be upset about whatever they want. And Erica is the one who loses her mind over the simplest shit all the time, despite saying that I don't give a fuck. Like she has a whole song, I don't give a fuck. And this is literally what she does. She loses her mind. Teddy, I almost said Teddy Huxtable, but I meant Teddy
Ruxpin.
Teddy Mellencamp. It's like,
Yeah.
you lie. And then Erica's like,
Don't you ever say I'm a liar. Don't you never say I'm a liar. I've never been a liar before in my life.
Or when Eileen's like, so how's your son? She's like,
Don't you talk about my son. You don't know what I go through at night.
and Eileen's like, sorry. Oh.
beast. So Dorit's like, Erica, I went through a very challenging year and you're hurting. So you lash out and you're mean-spirited. Sort of like when I tell PK I've replaced the Fritos with veggie crisps. He does not like that.
Listen, the last 2 years of my life have been very complicated. But listen, we all hurt each other's feelings in this group, right? All right, it's a wash. Let's go. I'm forgiven. Yay, bye. Thank you, Drum. You've been a great chair, stupid.
So then we see.
Stupid.
So then we see clips of Erica saying that they all hurt each other's feelings, and what hurt her feelings was Sutton questioning her about the LA Times article, which is bullshit. I mean, come on. That article came out. Of course they're going to ask you about that. They weren't being mean to you. And then 2021, her saying, well, you tortured me about it. And then in 2022, being asked what $750,000 earrings even look like, and why wouldn't you just pay that to the victims? I mean, have a heart, Erica.
Yeah. So Erica's like,
Oh, I was getting it from all sides, and I just needed a moment to catch my breath with this group. As your friend, I'd like to apologize if I was rough, if I was vicious, and I've never felt so low, never so unheard, and I love you all. And I'm very, very sorry.
and then of course Kyle does the performative hugs. Kyle jumps
Kyle
up from the
cries.
circle,
Kyle starts crying, guys.
crying, jumps up, goes across the circle, hugs Erica, like this big showy, like, I'm the good friend. Look at me, hugging. I am here. I am showing up. And you're like, okay, classic Kyle. Little do we realize she's actually just laying the groundwork for her grievances in a few minutes.
Yes, of course. So, also, I like that Erica got in her apology.
I've never felt so unheard.
It's like, okay, can you just make it through an apology without making it about how hurt you've been? Come on.
I've listened to your songs and I think maybe Unheard is the best version of you. So,
Yeah. It's
So
like,
Garc-
that's my advice to anybody. Leave it on Unheard. Okay.
Garcel's like, well, it's interesting to see if Erica can be emotional and vulnerable, but do I trust it? I don't know. Ha ha ha. But she's going to give her a chance. So Eagle Woman's like, okay, everyone, let's take a deep breath and have some moving. Okay, everyone, appreciate that grandfather protection. Okay, and next is going to be, can I go next? Can I go next? So it's like Kyle. Kyle's like, not. Of course, Kyle sees Erica having a big moment, so Kyle's ready to have her big moment.
Yeah, she's
Make
talking
it about
about the
her.
upstage. So she's like, obviously, we've never had issues before. Like, like we talked about the stuff with Kathy, and I know that strained all of our relationships. It was really hard. Like, it was basically like a brick to the face while filming Halloween, which I was in 2 times. So that was really good. It's hard. I felt things more as a movie star this year. So
I was upset and like so emotional, and I felt like I looked up at the reunion and I wanted someone to come up to me or something, sort of like, I don't know, I guess the way I just went up to Erica, you saw how I did that? That's just like me and my personality, because I just care about friends, but I guess maybe you guys don't care about me, because I was literally sitting there and no one even looked at me or tried to hug me, and I felt like I was drifting out to sea.
because it wasn't about you. It was about them accusing Kathy of saying all of this stuff and you not standing up for Kathy. How was it you? It was everybody coming for Kathy. They weren't even coming for Kyle, were they? Kyle just kept sobbing because why was Kyle sobbing?
Because
She
she's
sobbed the whole
like,
time.
no, the reason why is because the more you guys go after Kathy, and the more Kathy you say this, the one who winds up getting hurt the most is me.
Oh, of course. Not the one they just accused of saying racially and homophobic charged and homosexually charged. No, that's not what I meant. But you know what I mean. Like they accused of being all of this stuff. So anyway, and by the way, I don't know what Kathy said or did not say. I believe a lot of the stuff Rinna said, just to rehash last year. I do believe that Rinna got Kathy in the cab and Kathy went off like, fuck Kyle. I've given Kyle everything. I'll ruin her life. I believe that. And I also believe this part. I love the clip because we see the reunion, Andy. So...
Okay, here is Lisa Rinna. Here are some of the things you claim that Kathy said to you. Dorit is a stupid, useless idiot. Crystal and Sutton are pieces of shit, useless idiots, and should be fired. Can't believe I have to be around these fucking peons. They need to go away. I will destroy Kyle and her family if it's the last thing I do. Kathy, do you remember saying that?
And Kathy's like, oh, no, all that? No. Yeah,
pretty sure it wasn't me. That's so hilarious.
Just hearing it all again was like music.
Dorit
is a useless, stupid idiot.
Nope, don't think I said that.
Oh,
so Kyle says, so they're showing, now Kyle starts talking to us, and while she's talking to us, they show photos of Sutton, and like Sutton went to like Kathy's Christmas party or something, and Kyle's like, you know, I did expect more from Dorit and Sutton, and like I was very hurt by that, and Sutton's a very social person, I get it, you want to be friends with Kathy. Do I think it's because she has a lot of parties? I do. Yeah, you want to go to Kathy Hilton's parties with all the people there? I'm like, let's just like cut to you just full on riding piggyback on Kris Kardashian's shoulders at the next party over there. Okay. Kyle is the first one to jump onto a friendship because of the parties it affords her.
Yeah. Why don't you invite Jamie Lee Curtis over again, or follow around a country star until she's friends with you and photographed with you in public and put you in her music video? Kyle,
how about you mention for the 5th time that you and Paris Hilton are twins? Okay. Like when it comes to coattails, you might as well be the Men's Warehouse because you're selling a lot of them.
So Garcel's like, well, I felt for you. Kyle's like, thank you, Garcel. Thank you. She's like, well,
actress, thank you.
But also, I was confused by you because I thought, well, you're not going to the people who are coming for your family, which is her basically saying, why are you on Rinna's side? Rinna was the one doing it, and you never had a problem with Rinna or Erica. It was everybody else. Which,
so then Kyle's like, why is Garcel not getting that my sister created all this by calling for my family and for me?
Coming for.
Yeah,
my sister created this, so I still should be the one that they're apologizing to. So wait, you're mad at everybody else for creating all this stuff with Kathy, but now you're mad at Kathy for creating all of this. Come on, pick a lane, Kyle.
There's a time when you just have to say, enough. I'm not a punching bag. I am a 2-time been in a Halloween movie action star, and I didn't feel like defending someone who's hurt me repeatedly, so I kept my mouth shut.
And she tells us she's had so many incidents where her sister has called her and lost her temper at her. And then we see the clip of Kathy saying, it's hard to get you on the phone. I feel like a pest. And Kyle's like, you just call me to rant. And then Kyle says, whenever the phone rings, she gets sheer panic because Kathy is terrifying.
Could they have please inserted in a montage of Kyle screaming at Kim Richards over the years? Because I think this is just a family issue that they have. Like, Kyle's acting like she's an innocent little delicate flower when she has terrorized Kim Richards a million times. And as Kim has done to Kyle.
Yeah, they're like 3 sisters going at it. And Kyle brings them on TV to, victimize herself every time. So then Eagle Woman is like, there's a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and... yes, actually, I'm going to take out my AirPods because I was listening to Erica's songs. Please, no one do that to yourself. Grandfather Rock, please don't search Erica Jane on Apple Music, whatever you do.
Question, though. Do you know how it's possible to get on the invite list to Kathy's parties? Just wondering. Grandfather Rock is asking. So Erica's like,
listen. We can't be hurt by people we don't love. That's my Band-Aid, everyone.
And Sutton's like,
wait, I'm sorry. That is such bullshit. You can't be hurt by somebody you don't love. That's just verifiably untrue.
That is.
Say that.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be internet trolls.
What about getting mugged? You know what I mean? Only your mom can mug you? Get the fuck out of here with that stupid Pat advice.
Let's not talk about Nancy's former life as a mugger. So we saved her. So
She was Orange Nancy for a while. So Erica's like, yeah, we can't be hurt by people we don't love. And Sutton says, what I'm hearing is we all have a lot of regrets that none of us have a horse, but Sutton does. Wah, wah. I'd like to see us all try and be better friends, okay? And I'll do it as I gallop past you on my horse, which I just bought in the Netherlands.
the Eagle Woman's like, would you all mind if we move? I want to get you closer. So they have a group hug, and Sutton's like, hell hath frozen over. Or at least Beverly Hills has. It is fucking cold up here.
Mhm.
So, and then we cut to Crystal, and she says nothing. So
They just cut to a close up of Crystal's face, like a big shit-eating grin, and we're out. So then Beverly Hills shots Louis Versace Sutton. So Sutton is in her store called Sutton, and she's with Avi, her gay. And she's like, okay, we're working, doing things. Spring order, cashmere. And then we have a few horse issues that we need to go through. Mostly that I have one and you don't. So could we just put posters in the neighborhood. Sutton has a horse. Okay, it's important.
Avi is visibly disgusted by this horse purchase, and Sutton goes, it's my money. I can do whatever I like. I happen to be half Texan. I grew up riding, striking oil, doing things like that, and I wanted to ride again. And some people would say, just lease a horse, but I'm not normal. And Santa spoke to me with his eyes on the internet. He was on Only Horses. Great site. Loved it.
And she tells Avi, she's like, it's on my Amex. It'll be fine. He's like, oh, good. So then here comes
Charmed. I'm sure. Charmed.
Jennifer Tilly. Bullets Over Broadway's own Jennifer Tilly. Now, have I ever seen Jennifer Tilly in anything else that has been remotely good? No, never. But God, that performance was so good that I will forgive anything that comes after.
Yes. First of all, yes, that performance was amazing, and I will always love Jennifer Tilly for it. But she was very good in the movie Bound, which was the Wachowskis before The Matrix, and it was also with Gina Gershon. So
that movie was stupid.
I mean,
that movie was terrible. What are you
I loved
talking
it.
about?
How dare you say such
horrible
negative things
Like,
to
oh
a
my
Jennifer
God,
Tilly
it's
Gina
so
Gershon
sexy.
collaboration?
That is such a sexy thriller.
I'm sure it has aged poorly. Now it's probably like all like, ooh, lesbians. But at that time, I really enjoyed it.
I just remember.
I watched it with
being
my
like,
mom, which is also kind of funny. It's not a movie you watch with your mom necessarily.
That is definitely not a watching with your mom kind of a movie. What the hell?
Well, you know, weird things happen. So Jennifer is like, she's like, hi, I haven't seen you since you moved from Paris. I don't know how to do Jennifer Tilly's voice. How's she talk? She's like, hi, pitch. She's like, hi, charmed. So good to see you. So Sutton's like, well, you look pretty. Thanks, it's my job. And she's like, well, we've got lunch. I just put out all this food as decoration. She has like all this like cheese and grapes and dips and everything. And she's like, it's just decoration. We got California Chicken Cafe over in the back.
So Jennifer is telling Avi,
Oh, I haven't seen you since Paris. Oh my God, that was so crazy.
and we find out a little bit about their relationship. Sutton's like, Jennifer Tilly, who's my best friend for 10 years. We just travel so well together. We'd love to go to fashion shows all over the world. One time we were on a plane and I couldn't hear anything. And I said, what is that a horse? Buy it now. And it turns out it's because I put her salted caramels in my ears because I reached over for some headphones and it turns out she handed me some caramels and they were in my ear and we couldn't get them out. And we did get them out. She ate them, which was weird, but that's what we do. We're wacky. I was like, so you're drug addicts is basically what you're telling me. You both, you share the fucking benzos. Come on now.
I just realized the one downside to Jamie Lee Curtis winning the Oscar this year is that now she can one up Sutton by before it was like, oh, you have before like she could say I'm best friends with Jamie Lee Curtis, who's an Oscar nominee, but then Sutton could be like, well, I'm friends with Jennifer Tilly, who's an Oscar nominee, but now Kyle has the upper hand, and it's very sad because now she can say I'm friends with an Oscar winner. So we're gonna need Jennifer Tilly to have a great role coming up sometime soon.
I'm pretty sure Chucky's going to get you there. Okay. I don't have faith
You're
in
right
a lot
across
of
that
things,
line.
but I do have faith in that. So Jennifer's like,
Avi, we need alcohol. Sutton, I can't believe you and Avi come out for 2 days to Paris and all he got was Sutton yelling at him like, Avi, that was funny. Oh my God, you're not taking good pictures, Avi. Avi, we're trying to do a TikTok, Avi.
So then Sutton's telling us, like, Avi is my assistant, but also my house manager. And then Avi's off camera going, property manager, head of operations, Mr. Everything, bitch. What happened to Joshua? Is he gone?
yeah, what did happen to Joshua? Avi really came from behind and just stole everything. Poor
really
fucking
did.
Joshua. There's a story I want to know about.
What happened to Joshua? But you know what, though? I like Avi, so I'm okay with it, with this.
I like Avi too. He's pretty funny. So Sutton's like, shut up, Avi. You're not on camera right now.
What?
Get the caramel out of your ear. We are hilarious at this store. Just hilarious.
So then Avi serves them both like Chinese chicken salads, and Sutton's like, where's the dressing?
It's on the way. He only has 2 hands, Sutton.
And so Sutton's like, well, can you believe, I don't know what you were just saying. It's just showing some sort of empathy for the servants. Weird. Anyway, can you believe it's been almost 4 years since this boutique opened up and you're my first customer? Welcome. That's why we put out the spread for you.
So she tells us that when she met her, she starts her whole like, I'm an independent woman with a store called Sutton that was totally paid for by myself and my horse, who has a job now. So that's helpful. But she does her whole like, I gave children to this man and then he acted like I became lower than him because of that, which I say, fuck that guy and good for you. How much she's getting like $300K a month, right? Or
Oh, I hope so.
she's getting something like
I have no idea.
insane. Yeah. I love it.
And she does the whole thing of like, well, when my husband and I got married, we were on equal footing. I was working, he was working. Technically, I was actually riding a horse, so it was a little bit higher up. But then I got pregnant, and it became like, oh, you're not going to work anymore. My power diminished, and then it's like, here's your allowance. And then the allowance goes away, and you're like, wow, I allowed that to happen. So in short, I blame my children for everything that's wrong with my life.
Yeah. Good old blaming the children, which I think is a very mother thing to do in the South. My mom is like that too. It's like, hey, happy birthday, Mom. She's like, you're welcome. I gave it all up for you. Like, oh, thanks. Hugs. So she does her whole thing and she wants to teach her children that financial autonomy is liberating. And I cannot believe she didn't tell us about her son making deliveries to the chip people.
I know.
The chip machines, the
vending
snack
machines. The vending machine repairman, her son. But what she wants to do is she wants to rub her success in her husband's face, her ex-husband's face. That's what she really wants. She just wants good old-fashioned told you so, or suck it, or like you made a mistake. And you know,
it's going to take more than opening a boutique in West Hollywood. I'm just going to say that. I don't think that people that treat you like shit like that and don't respect you suddenly get respect for you. They're just disrespectful people, and fuck that guy. That's what I say. And I have to say, listening to Sutton's story, I've never wanted to be married, but God, this really makes me want to get divorced. I just want it. I want it so bad.
Well, then we go over to Erica, who's going to visit her therapist, Dr. Mann, for the first time because they've only done FaceTime sessions. So they're meeting in person. And Erica's talking about how she's been in therapy for 2.5 years, and it's really given her tools to dealing with her emotions. So she's like,
Hi, Dr. Man, how are ya? Anyway, I don't give a fuck. Just want to get that out of the way. I was married to one of the most unsupportive humans probably known to marriages, and then Tom being indicted. Oh, God. Oh, is it working? Am I crying yet?
I was married to one of the least supportive humans. All he did was buy me albums and musicians and shows and music videos and costumes, which we never paid for technically. And, okay. Emotionally. Emotionally supportive.
It's like, are you really going to say Tom was the least supportive? I will never forget that SNL sketch that they did based on Erica, where Tom, do you remember? Erica does, I'm sure. Remember when she was like,
I remember there was a
bitch.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And it was based on, supposedly, it was based on stories that people had told about them before they became housewives, which Tom was like obsessed with her and her music career, and would have like, the sketch was they had a party of all these lawyers, and it was a fancy party. And then he's like, and now my wife is going to perform. And then Erica comes out and she's like,
Oh yeah, fuck me in my pussy. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like humping the ground, and everyone's mortified,
Yes.
you know?
I do remember that.
Good old times.
Yeah. So then we have a montage of Tom Girardi news and all this stuff, and Erica's like,
Do I feel better that I'm not included in the indictment? Absolutely. But does that stop people from thinking I did something wrong? No.
and so now we cut to Sutton FaceTiming
By the way,
with Garcel.
so sorry to interrupt you. An indictment is gone. She's still got like 90,000 cases against her, just in case. Erica has an interesting way of presenting facts on this show. Just look it up. There's still a lot, but good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. So then we see like a mini montage of people around town talking about Erica, and Sutton's like, well, it looks like old man Girardi, he's going to jail. And Garcel's like, huh, I think until she's completely vindicated that she's gonna, be in trouble or whatever. And Sutton's like, yeah, she's watching her back. Da, 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 da. And then
we finally get to see a crystal scene, which is great. Rob is like, well, she may not have been responsible for stealing the money, but she's responsible for spending them. Don't say it. I'm saying it. So it's my line. Spending the money. Oh,
And it
poor
cuts to
Crystal
Crystal.
didn't even get to have a scene in that.
it cuts to Crystal, and she literally goes like this. Yeah. So then we go back to Erica. She's like,
Tom is older. He's gonna die. Have I come to a point where I'm okay and gonna let go of that bony old skin corpse?
and therapist is like, well, you're going to start a whole new stage of grieving, because when he actually passes away, it will surprise you at how sad it is.
I know, it'll be sad to not have him.
No, sad to think that you married that. You'll be like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
I just love how Erica phrases. She's just such a robot. She's like,
Yeah, well, Tom is older. He's gonna die.
okay. So the doctor's like, just don't mix Lexapro and alcohol anymore. And then we see a clip. Well, surely this would explain why Erica has yelled at Jax that season. She's like,
Get the fuck out of here, kid. Go to your fucking mommy.
or whatever she did. Oh, it was just Lexapro and alcohol after her very
all.
difficult Tom period. Come on with this. We watch the show, editors. Okay.
So their therapist is like, well, you've done a lot of good work on yourself. Maybe not so much your vocal cords and your voice. Maybe that's next, but you've done work on yourself, like generally speaking. And let's just like make sure stuff like that doesn't happen again.
She says, well, Dorit is very upset with me at what I said at BravoCon. I said, I need to be a better friend. How can I do this but also be a showman? Because that's what I am.
And let's see.
The doctor's basically like, well, you know what you need to do? You just need to, when you think about what your friends are going through, just have empathy for them. And Erica is stymied.
What?
So, what is that? Eagle woman?
Well,
No, empathy, Erica.
In
empathy.
pussy.
Is that when?
What is that?
Is that when the letter M goes on a walking path? I don't understand how it works.
Is that where I like to stick it in my pussy? Empathy?
No, Erica, it's a thing. It's empathy. It's where you.
Oh, it's where I. Are you gonna finish?
Is that when I go to New Jersey from Manhattan?
No, that's the PATH train. That's not empathy.
Okay, this is where you imagine being in that person's shoes with their background and their history.
I don't understand. I don't wear used things.
Wait, what if instead of their shoes, I'm just in my shoes?
How much
Is that
are the
empathy?
shoes?
No,
What if I never even saw their shoes? Because I don't want to see their shoes.
figurative shoes.
How many figures?
Erica.
So wait, so try to figure out how it feels for me,
No.
for them.
What's it like to walk in someone else's shoes?
Well, my shoes feel pretty comfortable, so I don't think I need to do that.
So the doctor's like, Erica, it's time for you to take the high road. And Erica goes,
Oh, it's very honorable of you to say that.
this is one of the first genuine laughs I ever think I've seen from Erica, and it's trying to teach her empathy. I died laughing. This scene is classic.
Yeah, Erica trying to wrap her brain around the concept of empathy is amazing. It's like, I think it's what we've been waiting to see for about 7 years now.
And she didn't say you took the high road. Erica's taking it like a compliment. The lady said you need to learn to take the high road. And Erica's like, wow, that's honorable of you to say. So fucking funny.
High road. Okay, I guess I will go get some CBD or something.
So the doctor's like, you've done the low road and that didn't work. So let's try high.
Well, not too high because, those are cliffs. And if you go fall off the cliff, you can roll over 10 times and be stuck in the ditch until one of your wifely instincts kicks in and somebody finds you at the bottom of this ditch, making you completely mentally incompetent to stand trial for all the things you allegedly did to people that you allegedly knew. Oh.
But you just focus on the miracle that you're able to find the crusty old man because there was a blizzard happening at the same time.
All right, we've done low. Let's just try high, Erica.
I'm still allowed to get high? Good, because I just took a snorted Alexapro, all right? Gets in your blood system more quick.
No, morally high.
I'm not bilingual, bitch. Say that in English.
Just take some sort of road that's just not as low as the other one.
Okay, I'll take the low road.
So we go to Dorit's house, and Dorit's like, Bubba, you said you're only going to take you said you're going to have 2 bites of the salad that I got for you. I got you a salad, Bubba.
And he's like, I did that earlier. You missed it. Had salad already. Full up on the salad. Can't wait for that pizza to come out of the oven, though.
Yeah, so Dorit is making some sort of frozen pizza. It's in her oven. Okay, this is what bothered me. I want to know if you can anticipate what really bothered me about this. She put the frozen pizza onto
taking it out. She put it like straight onto the oven rack.
No.
Right?
It was on a cookie. It was on like a cookie sheet.
Okay.
And cookie sheets are flat, but they have like a little rim. You hold on to the little rim. So she had put the cookie sheet in because, you're holding it by the rim. So the rim is the thing that's closest to the door. So now the pizza is done. She has opened up the oven and she's sliding the pizza off the cookie sheet onto a plate of some sort. But she's sliding the pizza up and over the handle, so the pizza is falling apart as it's getting on the plate. Why don't you rotate the cookie sheet? Why are you doing this to the pizza? Why are you doing this to me?
It was hurtful. I'm sorry.
It's like when she refilled the tea kettle through the nozzle.
Fucking Dorit, I'm telling you. You wonder why PK lives off chips. Okay?
Yeah.
So then she's like, oh, Carl's coming over for pizza, which is hilarious to literally everybody. And PK's like, she's not touching that pizza. Judging from the photographs I've seen of Kyle, there's no pizza going in there. And then we see a picture of Kyle in a bikini, like with her hands behind her head, just
it was like
laying
the famous
down.
Yeah, just being all skinny and stuff. And then so Dorit puts her frozen pizza on Hermes China. She goes, well, pizza on Hermes doesn't get any better than that. So Kyle knocks on the door and PK offers her. She comes in and PK offers her some non-alcoholic gin, which what's even the point? Just like
he's kidding.
Give her soda.
Darling. I think he's kidding.
Give her soda.
I think he's just kidding.
I've
got a non-alcoholic gin if you want it, Kyle.
I'm very humorless right now. I'm really just shaken up by that pizza situation on the cookie sheet.
Well, it's what happens when you say you're not drinking and people like freak out. So I think that's probably what PK does every time. Would you like some alcohol-free tequila?
Got it. Now I get the joke. Sorry, everyone. It was
So Kyle,
really in a huff.
Kyle goes, I mean, with a personality like this, do you think I need alcohol, PK? Why is Kathy so mean to me?
So Kyle tells us it's been 7.5 months, and since she's had a drop of alcohol, and she just says, I just really felt like the alcohol wasn't serving me, and I just wanted to do whatever it took to make me feel better physically and spiritually. Okay, so now you have 0 excuses to do splits. So there should be no more splits, because before you could blame it on the alcohol, but now you can only blame it on your personality.
Yeah. So Dorit's like, babe, it's just a little salad and petrified pizza. I'm so glad you're more yourself. I mean, it was a journey, but you're doing great. You've turned both cheeks inside out, and you look amazing. I love your inside out cheeks, Carl. What a look. Can you follow my finger? Because Kyle is like, she's got the Botox eye more than ever, where you just overdo the Botox. By the way, I've been there at this point, so I'm speaking from experience, where her eyes are just kind of crossed. It gets worse every year. I just want her to follow the light. Follow the light. Back and forth.
Kyle, I'm so glad you got your buccal out. I could never do that because my heart is with Buco de Beppo in the Capri room. So anyway, tell me what's going on. You're on a better journey these days. So Kyle's like, well, so I saw Kathy at Sutton's holiday party and it was fine. I was civil and, I'm at a place where I'm just not going to be mistreated by anybody. I'm just going to focus on mistreating others.
She's like, finally, I've finally stood up for myself. It's like, you stood up for yourself when you guys went and started the agency, which, by the way, I'm not on Kyle's side for everything, that's for sure. But I would think I was pretty much on her side for that, right? I don't remember, but I am now. Good move. But she's acting like she's never said anything to Kathy. And then Dorit, of course, is going to make this about her. So she's like, darling, of course I understand it. Because I have PTSD. And look at PK, just in general. But PK, when you've got PTSD... Oh, cool. Kyle's like, right, but Kathy, I was robbed, Kyle. But Kathy, passes, Kyle, many passes. And Kathy...
Listen, Kyle, my husband, the one over there who's stuffing his face into 4 bags of chips all at once. I didn't even know you could do that. I mean, how much space does one mouth have? But my husband, the one that you depend on the most, was spending a lot of time in London. That's where my accent's from when I visited once. And I started to feel like PK and I weren't connected for the first time ever. And I thought, is it possible that PK and I wouldn't make it? Is that actually possible?
Yeah, Kathy one time went to London, and I thought, wow, Kathy hates me again. She didn't even invite me to Coil, I've stolen the talking stick from Eagle Woman. Let me finish. All right, I'm done, actually. Here's the talking stick. It's missing a bite. Sorry. Sorry, babe.
Kyle's like, I've had those thoughts. I mean, I think it's normal to have those thoughts, even when you're 26 years strong and I've been on the cover of the Knot magazine, which I have been.
She's like, life happens. It pulls you apart. I mean, you can grow in different ways, or you can put the work in like you're doing with a therapist, like online every once in a while. And Dorit's like, yes, I've believed when I walked down that aisle with PK, I thought I'm definitely going to spend the rest of my life with it, or at least his life, because it's PK. Lord knows how long that's going to last. Everyone's shocked he's still here. Every time there's another birthday and I send out invitations, I always get at least 4 responses that say RSVP. Really?
I mean, when cholesterol goes to the doctor, they say, look out, your PK levels are high. It's that bad. So Dorit's like, it's normal. A lot of marriages go through it. And it would be one thing if he cheated on me or lied to me, or I just wish I could say there was an incident. But gee, it's just a period of time where I needed him and he wasn't there. Apparently there was a sale at Costco on 3-for-1 variety packs on Frito-Lay products. So, I miss out.
Now, a couple of things about this. One, the rumor this week is that PK has been living out of the house for a while and that they're donezo. The other thing is not a rumor. It's a real thing where PK, I'm assuming it's PK producing this, but it's Boy George starring in Peter Pan with Dorit. Have you seen that? Is that true? Or now that I'm saying it, it sounds like fanfic.
Who created that on ChatGPT? That is not it's like ChatGPT. Okay, here's the prompt. Pitch a musical starring unlikely pop culture figures that are still somehow connected.
No.
That you would never expect to see in that musical.
It's true. Announced May 10th. God, we're really keeping it current over here, guys. Okay, it's October 25th. So it's a poster. It's Boy George is wearing a green hat, a red hat with pirate things on it. So I guess he's Captain Hook. He's going shh. And then behind him is Dorit Kimsley. And then behind them both is a teenage boy who all I can say is like, watch out. That's Boy George. He'll chain your ass to a radiator. Forget Neverland. I hope you have some wire cutters on your ass.
I know. You think you're coming in for Peter Pan, but you're really showing up for Saw, the musical.
Guys, I get it, but if you're gonna cast Dorit as Wendy, how in the world are you gonna cast a 15-year-old as Peter Pan? Come on.
I have to look at this photo because this is getting. I was like, okay, Ronnie's found some sort of fake news.
Oh, do you want me to send it to you? I can't believe you haven't seen this. I knew it was true, but then once I started telling you and you were like, what? Then it sounded completely cray-cray.
And this is a musical that's taking place in like at a resort. Resorts.
We're going to Neverland as Boy George, Dorit Kimsley, and Jordan Conway bring Peter Pan, the arena spectacular, to
But it looks like it's on roller skates. I think it's a musical that's on roller skates.
Yeah, well, it's an arena, so yeah, that means it's like one of those. Oh yeah, the girl in the middle, Tinkerbell, is wearing pink roller skates.
It looks like it's also starring Stassi and Perez Hilton, and maybe Bowie Jane from Big Brother.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be some acrobatics because there's a lady dressed like she's in Chicago hanging off of the N up there.
I know, and someone's just doing random splits, as is the nature of Peter Pan. Where's Sandy Duncan? That's what I'd like to know.
Peter, enough with the crisps.
It's not going to be a crocodile with a clock. It's going to be a crocodile with a bag of Funyuns. I don't know. Okay, I'm losing my mind. That thing blew my mind. That picture blew my mind. Let's go to something dull to cleanse the palate. Okay, Garcel is driving with her kids. And
Garcel parenting scene.
The scenes we love the most, Garcel with her kids. Actually, her kids are great. Her kids are like really, they seem so bright and sharp. I cannot believe they're only 15. And I love Garcel. It's just that sometimes when you watch like smart, normal people just talking with other smart, normal people, it's not always great TV. So she's driving with Jax and Jade, and then they stop at a gas station, and Garcel makes Jax go out to pump gas. And
He doesn't
Jax
know
like, Mom, I spilled gasoline.
Yeah, she's like, look how self-sufficient my kids are. Okay, you can do the gas. Look at me, just a normal mother having my children do things. He's like, how do I do it? It's like, take the nozzle. What's the nozzle? It's the thing that has a handle on it. You pull it out. Huh? All right, I've opened the thing. Just twist off the cap. What? Empathy, Erica, empathy.
Guys, don't worry though. He doesn't need parenting. So he is like freaking out. He's like, I spilled gasoline. Is it going to explode? I've seen it in cartoons before. I've seen it where they spill the gasoline and everything blows up. It's like, Garcel's like, just get in the car before you embarrass me at this 76 station.
So she talks about how she's been shooting a show in Atlanta. She doesn't tell us, but it's called The Other Black Girl. Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't, but I'm excited that I've heard people really like it, and I love that Garcel is on a show.
So they go have a picnic on a beach, and Garcel's like, so you said something yesterday about how going back and forth between me and your father sucked. Go ahead, now that the cameras are here, say it again for the cameras. And Jade's like, yeah, well, you were gone for a year. She goes, oh, it was 3 weeks. And he's like, well, basically a year.
As Jade goes back to etching the name Ashlyn into a piece of wood because that's his girlfriend. I don't know if Ashlyn's like some sort of like teen Disney star. They put up her photo as if like we should know who she is, but of course I have no idea. But then again, we also just learned about Jay Alvarez. So Garcel's like, so how did that make you feel? I feel like when I was talking to you, when I was away, I could tell you were annoyed that I was gone for so long, making money for your asses. I'm sorry, did that come out?
Right. So I could buy you $5,000 shoe or $500 shoes or whatever she did last season. And so he's like, well, okay, if I had to complain about anything, I would like more freedom. She's like, well, wait a minute. 1 minute I'm not here enough, and the next minute you get no freedom. Have I locked you in the house? Like, do I need to show you how to have a party in my house when I'm away? You little idiot.
She's like, you don't have any freedom? It's like, yeah, not as much as I would like. So, okay, well, I feel like you're not letting me parent you. And if you're sick and I ask to take your temperature, you're like, Mom, Mom, Mom. And he goes, that's fair. But you don't let me parent you. Do you see what I'm saying? He goes, well, I understand where you're coming from, that you want to be more of a parent. But I think I needed that 2 years ago instead of now.
Oh, hell no.
Well, because most of the parenting and teaching and how I live, I know how to do that by myself. Oh my God, there's gas on the floor. There's gas at the gas station. Mom, what do I do? Mom, what do I do? Help me, there's gas at the gas station.
100%. That's when I backed up my chair. Okay, you want me to be more of a mother? Okay, I'm pulling over this car and I'm spanking the shit out of you and grounding you, and you don't get to go to the beach. You don't even get to see the beach house that I'm building for you two fuckers. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here and take those tennis shoes off because I fucking bought those. I'll be your mother.
Listen, you unappreciative little twit. You want me to turn around this beach right now and we go home? Because that's what's going to happen.
Right. Any ending other than that, I have no interest in. And that's the ending we got. Because that did not happen. How do you not? This is when I understand my mother keeping a wooden spoon in the glove compartment that she could beat me with all the way in the way back. Get a wooden spoon. That's my suggestion.
Yeah. Jax, before you start talking about how you learned everything already, let's see you give it a second try at the Shell station. Okay.
So she talks about how hard it is being a working parent, and there's all these expectations of her, and she was there for her kid, but she wasn't there all the time because she has to work. But hearing it, of course, is a knife to the heart. No, and please don't make up for that by buying this kid some fucking Nikes or whatever shoes he was buying last year. No,
I don't. By the way, I don't want to hear this story that 2 years ago, he needed this 2 years ago, because 2 years ago she was so busy doing her own thing that she wasn't there for him. 2 years ago was a global pandemic. You guys were, I guarantee, she was all up in your business. You guys were in lockdown. How could you say that Garcel was off doing nothing 2 years ago? No, I'm calling bullshit on this very sweet and lovely child who has no respect for his mother.
We're like, God, I hated when Erica yelled at that kid. Now we're like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here and go.
I know. But this he brought on himself because he went against Garcel, national treasure.
So basically she's like, I'm sorry I wasn't there enough. And he says, I'm sorry too. And now that we've both admitted the past, can we both mature from that? Oh my God, who taught you how to manipulate? Because whoever did that part of the raising you did a great fucking job. Very good.
Truly. So it's all nice. And then at the end, Jade's just like, I miss Ashlyn. So he's off in his own la la land.
I find that that's one thing when you don't have your own kids. It's like you reserve the right to be pissed off at everyone else's. I get like righteously angry at other people's children. And it feels so good.
Always. Because you know what? If the parents are not going to take matters in their own hands, we will.
Yeah,
by shading them on the internet.
Yeah, we're society right now.
Takes a village, and guess what? We're the two gays of the village.
Guess who pays for your school? Property taxes. Guess who pays property taxes? Me. I'm your parent, basically. So.
I own you. So, Kyle's house. Kyle is making some sort of fitnessy drink. And Mauricio's like in the other room. They're finally showing Mauricio doing business after all these years. Now that they want to show that this marriage is crumbling, they're like, okay, let's finally show Mauricio doing business. So he's like,
yeah. Hey, Jade. Hi, yeah. Hey, Jade.
Yes,
Jade.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, so let's go over this again. So I'm going to New York, and then I'm going to Portugal. And then Portia spring break. So am I going to be fucking my girlfriend during that, after that, in the middle of that? What's that?
It's so upsetting. Camille's his assistant writing down the notes. So he's working. He's doing actual calls, and Kyle is doing this thing. Kyle is doing the, oh no, I distracted myself with children for 20 years, and now my youngest daughter's in high school, is going to high school soon, and now I have to face the demons of my life, so I'm going to try to pester my husband right now. So
Kyle, I want to give Kyle some credit on this one because I've been this whole recap, but I think Kyle's very smart because I read that with the agency, first she tells Mauricio, start your own, like you should have your own company. Frick's not going to give you a raise. Fuck that guy. Let's start our own and compete, which they did. But of course he's going to be busy as fuck. You guys started your own company. Second, Kyle, I believe, is part owner of that company, which smart move, madame. So I say, let him do whatever the fuck he wants at this point. Just sit back and let that money wash all over you.
But instead, so she's like poking into the room. And she's like, "Ugh, are you ready? Ugh, can you talk? Ugh, ugh, oh my God, you're always working so hard. Ugh, oh my God. Like, oh God, this is Kyle. She is restless. She doesn't know what to do with herself because Portia's becoming more and more independent. There's no one for her to dote on. She has no sisters around to hector. So she has restless energy of someone who now has to be confronted with all the shitty things that have gone wrong in her life. That is my
Wait a minute. So you're saying I can't go to Coachella? Is that what you're telling me?
How much longer
now
are you
that
gonna be?
Kyle's in range and Coachella is her favorite
much
thing in the
longer?
world?
Huh? Honey, I'm working. By the way, the last thing I want to hear from anyone over the age of 32 is, are you telling me I can't go to Coachella?
That's so funny. It really is. It's so them. And he's like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's first class, right? Hey, Jane, if I can do that, I golf with Bob on the 27th. And that was the first time I believed this call was real. Because the other times I was like, come on now. So he's like, honey, I'm working. Because Kyle's like, honey, like, how long, honey? Come on, honey, come on. So she's like, as soon as you finish your golf schedule, let me know, I guess.
So he hangs up and Kyle's like, I can't with this whole day. I hate everything. Sorry. She's having like a little tantrum. She goes like, so I heard you talking to Jade. And we're just like, yeah, well, I need to talk about our calendars, She goes, well, it sounds like you're really booked up.
So she tells us they've had a really challenging year and he's been working. She's been doing Amazon Lives. I mean, come on, guys. So when you go schedule a meeting to go over your schedule, that's a lot of work, you guys.
I did like when she goes, he's been working nonstop. I've been working.
So they're really leaning heavily.
Stopping.
They're really leaning heavily into this Mauricio and Kyle are having problems story. And look, this week in the news, we're seeing Mauricio being seen with his supposed mistress, who is his dance partner on Dancing with the Stars. And there's pictures of them holding hands. Like, it does look like he's dating this person. And I know a lot of the internet's like, are they kidding? Are they faking this for a storyline? Or are they not faking this for the story? I don't know, but it's so Kyle that the first episode of the season, like the first time we see Kyle, is Kyle's working out. Like there's Kyle's storyline for the season. And then the next minute, and then Kyle's a victim with the Kathy thing. And then the next thing is like, first episode, we're having marital trouble. Like, really? This is all happening that close to each other? Because don't they film semi close to when the reunion was? There was no hint of any trouble then,
Yeah. So Mauricio's like, well, on another note, you look amazing. Like, you're gonna go work out now. Like, you look so good. Like, you're like working out like a beast right now. Like, you're eating well. You're not drinking. You're changing your life. You're interrupting me on phone calls, which I love. I love that part the most. Let me show you my veneers. Yes. Mauricio is definitely, he's in the veneer club now, right? He's definitely in the veneer club. Or have his teeth always just been that shiny?
I don't know. He looks very distraught, though. He is giving more confused looks to Kyle than we've ever seen. Like, everything coming out of her mouth, he's like, what? Why would you say that? And it cracks me up because he's trying to compliment her, kiss her butt or whatever. And she's telling us, when you go through a painful time, it changes you. Like my sister, my sister being mean to me, that was one thing. That really hurt. And then feeling let down by my friends at the reunion, like when I had them come for my sister and then they didn't stand up for me as I cried. That was hard. I mean, like my husband doing whatever it is he's doing, talking to Jane about not coming to Coachella. I mean, I need an outlet, so I work out and I feel good. And I hope Mauricio likes it because here I am. I was like, wow, what a rebel. You're working out regularly. Tell him, Kyle.
She went through a painful time in her life wherein her friends didn't hug her at a reunion on Bravo. So Mauricio's like, she's like now scratching her ankle to show that she has like a new tattoo. And he's like, wow, so how many tattoos do you have right now? She's like, 5. First I have this one, it's a heart. And then there's this one, and then there's this one, and there's this one, this is like a potato, and look at that one, that's a shoe. That one's a ring.
She has very basic things. Number 1, ding, heart on a wrist. It's a heart. And number 2, ding, it's the Roman numeral 18. Okay, which, yes, I did have to look up because I'm that stupid. I was like, wait a minute. What number is that? So I had to look it up. Number 3 is the moon and the stars. Okay. Number 4, which is very basic. I want a moon and a heart. Okay. And 2 arrows crossing are on her ankle, which what does that mean? Because that's her new one, right?
Because
Or no,
it just
5
means
is
that
one
like
on one.
someone shot an arrow, but someone else shot an arrow at the same time, and they crisscrossed, and it was like, oh my god, who'd have
And
thought?
number 5 is 3 ones all put together. Now Kyle's like, look at me, I'm doing whatever I want now because I'm rebelling. Yeah, but also Morgan Wade happens to have 9,000 tattoos. Like, you're even copying your mistress or whatever, your best friend or whatever I don't know that they're.
But these are
I
also-
don't think they're really together. But
No, but these are also very much like, I'm a teenager. I'm gonna get a tattoo. Like
gonna
Kyle rebelling is like, she's gonna go to like Hot Topic next.
it's like,
Come
what did
back
you
with-
go through a tattoo design book at Claire's? Like, where a heart and a moon and a star? Whoa, Kyle, you're a regular heroin chic over there. Okay.
So then, like the big moment where Mauricio's like, "Oh, well, like I only knew of 3." She goes, "Well, maybe you should look at my body closer." It's like, So then he does this thing. Mauricio's face drops, which we also saw him doing in a different instance on the trailer, where his veneer stays smiling, but his eyes droop. So he's like, "Huh."
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, he keeps making these confused faces. Like, what? Why are you saying that? Like, he's completely confused. Like, she's waited for filming to start before like letting him know that she's got a problem, right? Doesn't he seem completely
It's like someone said to him, "It's a beautiful day here in Virginia, don't you agree?" But I thought we were in California.
What? And she's like, obviously, this is a sign of us not spending time together. Like, usually he would know I had a new freckle, and now he doesn't even know I have a new tattoo.
He's like, so I think that's enough, yeah? She goes, I think I'm gonna get another one. Yeah, but 5 tattoos is, it's a lot, right? Right.
Well, if I want to, I will. If I want to, I'm going to do it. How about that? And he goes, but I mean, come on. Like, I'm not going to allow that, Kyle. She goes, oh, really? Really allow me? You didn't even know how many I had. Okay. And if I want one, I'm going to get one. Because guess what? It's my body.
Love Bean. I mean, stop that. You have enough tattoos. Are we really having this fight on camera? Yeah, we are. And you don't have a choice. And guess what? After this, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to listen to Hole.
Love Bean. Come on. I love when he said love bean. I started cracking up.
He's
What
just
the
like,
fuck is a love bean?
I don't
know.
I don't
Say it
like
again.
it,
I'm
though.
sorry.
I said, I don't know, and I don't like it, though.
Yeah, it's I'm out on this. I don't know really whether I believe it or not. He certainly seems surprised. He's like, wait,
He's
what?
like, what? She's like, sometimes you're married and they can do no wrong. And other times they breathe and you just want to punch them. And right now I'm irritated because he wouldn't stop his phone call to come sit with me so I could tell him the urgent news that I have yet to actually tell him in this scene.
So she's like, I'm at a point in my life where I don't have to explain myself to anyone, including you. And I just went from a place where I was like doing everything my mom said. And then I was a mom myself and I had to be an example to my girls. And like, I realized like you can do all that and like things can still all go to shit. I did everything right and things are still going to shit. And I don't know what happened with my sister. Like, I don't know if it's that or I don't know. Like, I just don't have to answer for anyone. And he's like, okay, but don't become a rebellious person. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, wow. You just did it again. Wow. Ouch.
Listen, I am very fucking clear right now. I'm not rebelling. I'm just really clear. Okay, so do you know why are you eventually going to tell me why you made me stop my phone call and you said when you were getting off the phone? No, because I had no reason to do it. I just wanted to do it to be a rebel. She interrupts him for nothing. She interrupts him just to be like, so, tattoo on my ankle.
I got a tattoo that you didn't notice.
She's literally transforming into a teenager.
Oh, gosh. Well, so it's Kyle's rebellion season. You know, I'm down. Why not? Let's do something new.
Why not? We'll see what happens. I don't know. Like, I can't tell if I'm going to wind up cheering. I don't know if I'm going to wind up cheering her on and being like, finally, Kyle has dropped all the bullshit. Because for years and years, I've always said season 1 Kyle is real Kyle, as we were saying earlier this this recap. That's the real Kyle. And then somewhere around season 2 or 3, she started doing the, oh, but I feel bad thing. And she started being like, trying to hide that part of her. And if this truly is her uncorking and saying, I'm sick of trying to be nice and I'm just going to let my like inner monster out, I will be very happy. I will be cheering her on because raging lunatic Kyle was my favorite version of her. But if this is just her doing some sort of weird like midlife crisis thing where she's trying to, I don't know, rebel just to rebel because she is going through whatever, I'm less than excited.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. I mean, we've got 97 episodes because this is a top rated Housewives, which means it will probably go 24 something episodes. So we're in this for a few months at this point. So I'm just going to let it unfurl. I don't know if it's all a lie or if they're really having problems. I mean, it does look real because of this Dancing with the Stars stuff. But of course, it's very convenient because it's like right on premiere week that Mauricio happens to be doing this uber sexual dance with his partner where he's lying on the ground and she's straddling him on his crotch, I'm like, okay, guys, like you're a little on the nose, It's opening week of the show. He's trying to get ratings for that. So I don't know that I believe this.
Yeah, there is a feeling of inauthenticity to it, which is tracks. That is kind of Kyle's thing. She does sort of copies storylines, she copies looks and fashions and things in that. Like she's not an original, and that's where she always struggles. And I think that like she always gravitates towards people who are more original than she is, and then she resents them for it. She likes to both bask in their glow, like with Kathy, with Kim, others, Lisa Vanderpump, but then she resents that she is then being overshadowed by them, and then she tries to push them out. And so I think she doesn't know what to do with herself. I think these seasons where she is now like she's back to being like the alpha, without anyone like a Kathy that she can kind of like pal around with or coast off of, she goes a little batty.
Yeah. I think it's got to also be hard when your husband goes off and finally gets the show that they've been trying to sell for years, which is him and his real estate company on Netflix. And all the kids are in it, right? I think it's him and the kids. And so she has this thing, but she came off a season where she was not like that well liked, but then they got their second season for that show. So it's got to kind of bug her. That it's like her kids were her life all their growing up, but now that they're adults and they're with their dad all day, it's got to be kind of a weird situation.
And maybe she's just exhausted. Maybe she's realized that no matter what I do, I still somehow cannot be the fan favorite. So maybe I should just stop all the bullshit and maybe I should let it out. But I honestly think that a lot of it is the fact, I was being facetious about it before, but I do think that there is something, the idea that like she has busied herself appropriately with children, raising her children, sending them off to college. She's had sisters she had to take care of. So her sisters aren't as much in her life, or at least Kathy's not. Maybe Kim is back in. Portia is becoming more independent. She doesn't necessarily need her mom as much, and there's no more kids left. And now Kyle kind of has to look at herself and see, like, am I happy? Is this the life I really want? And, it might not be. I feel like we just saw this somewhere else on Bravo, where like the last kid went off to college. It just happens. It's a thing that happens. It's a very common thing. I feel like when the kids go out of the house, then all of a sudden couples have to sort of come face to face with some of the issues in their relationship, which is, tough.
Just like real life, am I right?
Just like
that
real
empty
life.
nest syndrome. That's what it's called, being.
I know. Wow. Wonder what's going to happen. Well, guess what? This was a beautiful, fun way to start off Beverly Hills with a 2-parter. Thanks everyone for being here for it. It was super fun. And we'll catch you later this week with Southern Charm.
Bye everybody.
Everyone.